couldn't walk a mile in these Air Maxes. From the streets where a murder is a scare tactic. We bear ratchets for enemies trying to flare at us. You hesitating, you die, best be prepared at it. It's automatic, but it's just another day of life. Whatever dues I had to pay them twice. But I ain't tripping, it's part of the mission. Struggle gave a nigga vision, bring the shit to fruition.
Yo, what's going on, man? Nico TV, voice of the West here. Can't spell the West without the ES. It's the recap show. I know everybody was asking me why I didn't get this show yesterday. I couldn't do it yesterday, man. I had to go back and do some due diligence. I had to go back and watch a couple battles. Make sure that my take was going to be accurate. And now we're here. First and foremost, man, definitely want to shout out Nino. You know what I'm saying? Putting the event together, man. 2-day event, so you already know how that goes. It's already stressful trying to put on one day. You talking about back to back? People traveling from out of town. Got to make sure everybody good. You know what I'm saying? A lot of different things going on when you had these events. So the fact that he was able to do this back to back, man, different camera crews both day, different venues, all type of things going on. Made it happen, though. Definitely want to salute. Shout out to Nino. And shout out to anybody else who had a hand in the, the event. You know what I'm saying? Camera crew, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Salute. Shout out to y'all. But yeah, man, we here for the recap show, man. We here for the recap show. We'll go over all the battles. Now, there will be a couple battles where I won't be able to give a full take because, day 2 had a couple skips, and we're going to get to that in a minute. We're going to get to that. But yeah, day 1, first and foremost, man, when the theme of this event, with most of these battles being East versus West theme, I thought was very dope. Thought it was very dope to have this. Because if I'm being honest, I feel like that's what battle rap is lacking. There's not a lot of region versus region in battle rap. Now, if it happens by chance, okay, it might, random card. But having a whole card like that, don't really see that too often, right? And based on the success that this 2-day event had, I've been hearing that other people are trying to get in on this action as well. So that's dope. But yeah, with this event, day 1, 3 battles. We'll get 3 battles, right? Shout out to Keys, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Prezi. They battle wasn't able to happen. So we didn't get that battle. Right. Now hopefully they're able to reschedule that. From what I understand, it was, some real circumstances going on. So, what I'm saying, prayers and all, well wishes to Prezi and the family. Hopefully we get that battle, sometime in the future for sure. But so we get into this recap, man. I think starting off Bread versus Gas and Nacho, I think this was where you kind of set the tone for the weekend. First battle, we kind of see, okay, well, what's the West bringing to this, man? You're at home, right? You're at home. First matchup, you send out somebody who is a West vet. Bread is a West vet. He is. He's been here long enough. 8 years now, actually. Got 8 years in the game now. He done had some signature moments, some key wins. So now the expectation is, all right, we gonna see what you can do versus one of they up and coming hitters on the other side. We're gonna see what you can do. Right? Chris, what up? Appreciate you. But yeah, man, we want to see what he able to do. And round 1, I'm not gonna go because this battle was, it really wasn't much to talk about with this matchup. It wasn't like we had to do a whole breakdown and what round went here. First round. This is Brad's best round. And I think he set the tone pretty well. Thought it was a very solid round. Somebody want to say solid to good. I'm not going to argue you about that. But very solid in my opinion, right? Had a couple nice lines in there. Wasn't mad at it. Again, Sinatra gets up there, and you can just already tell with the first quarter of his round. All right, punch count is completely different. Now, I will say this because we're going to get into this, and I'm going to say it. A lot of these people on these cards, I'm noticing this too. I'm noticing a lot of this is coming from the East Coast, and I don't want to say this is an East Coast thing, so don't try and kill me right now. But I'm noticing there is a lot of button mashing with you niggas on these cards, in particular from the East Coast. And normally that first round, it is powerful, and it's no different here. Out the gate. So I think most people said they had this round in favor of Gav Sinatra. I'm going to be honest. Won't be biased. I did have Gav winning this round. I won't lie to you. But if somebody made an argument and said, Nico, I had Brad winning this round, you know what I'm saying, for these reasons. I'm not going to argue you. I'm not going to act like you wilding. I'm not going to try and act like you tripping. I won't do that. You know what I'm saying? I won't do it. But for me, I have this being a 30, gentleman's 30. I recognize the first round for some people is going to be close. So I'll say gentleman's 30. But it's a clear 2-1. Very clear 2-1. And to be 100% honest, it's a disappointment for me because Brad is at a level now, bro, where you not some new dude, you know what I'm saying, the culture. You're not somebody who doesn't have enough work out here. You're not somebody who has never been in one of these spots before. You done battled a bigger name than him. You battled LI. Clear win. And that was in the West too, right? So at this point, now the grassroots work, where we will give you credit for it, yes, but this is where you start separating yourself with your resume and your career. These are the battles. These big matchups like this, especially East versus West Center, you got to step up, bro. Got to. You understand what I'm saying? We can't have this, bro, where we starting off East versus West themed event and we already down one. Clear. That was a disappointment. And I didn't think it was going to go there because, like I said, his first round was very solid. And again, I'm not mad at anybody who says he might have won the first. I'm not. A part of me wanted to be biased and say he did, but I remember in the moment watching the battle, like, nah, yeah, Sinatra got this one. I ain't gonna be a hater. But just being honest, bro, you at a level now, we can't have this shit, bro. You gotta step up in these moments because this is why people keep saying there's no elevation with certain people. And it's not just about Brett. It's about a lot of people over here in the West where you get these big opportunities and y'all don't deliver. Or you'll deliver on one, but you don't deliver consistently when you get these moments. This is a big battle, bro. Maybe not in name, but in the moment and what we accomplished over the weekend, this is a big moment. So I was disappointed in that regard, but I ain't going to kill him. You know what I'm saying? He just got to get back to work. Get back out here and start cooking up. We ain't going to take away what he done did, but this is a major roadblock right here. Be honest. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Lucky. I see Free Game here. Shout out to Free Game. But yeah, that was the first battle. And so I ain't gonna lie, I'm watching this shit. I'm already irritated. I'm irritated. We ain't gonna sugar. I was fucking irritated. Because I'm like, nigga, look, this is East versus West. I don't got no problem with the East Coast. We got love for y'all. Huh? There's love. But nigga, it's competition. Then we already down one. And in my mind, I'm like, well, shit, today we only have one opportunity left to even this out. Now, if the next person, XP, doesn't get a win, we 0-2 going into day two. I lose my fucking mind. So I'm looking at the next battle with XP versus Gaddafi Green, and I'm saying, God, battle rap gods, if there are some of y'all out there, don't you let this shit happen. Don't you let the West Coast go out there and get clipped again. You better not let that shit happen. And then listen to a nigga. Because now we get to talk about XP versus Gaddafi Green. Huh? Now, completely different vibe with this battle versus the last one. See, the last battle, it was of a very, very particular variety. I said that shit was of a particular variety. So now we get to this next one. I'm saying, man, we need one of them performances, right? Man. And I will say this: if there was any way to get back into this a competition, if there was any way at all, you reassert yourself in the competition of East versus West for this weekend. If there was any way you could do it, XP handled that shit. Huh? See, the East Coast thought they was up. Huh? East Coast thought it was sweet. Oh, we up one. We got the first battle. Y'all thought it was sweet, huh?
He got away with it. But he ain't get away with it. So neither are you.
Yeah, the niggas thought it was sweet. Huh? They thought we was gonna go out like, we ain't going out like that. Huh? I said we ain't going out like that. Huh? Had to fight back. And XP went out there and did just that, man. I'm gonna be honest. You want to say 2-1 clear, cool. You want to say 3-0, cool. Either one will describe this the way it needs to be described. And not only do we have that, but XP, listen, I don't want to butcher the bar, so I will not butcher the bar. But the bring back to life that bar, listen to me. Listen to me. That bar is one of the best bars of the year. That bar, easily, and I do mean easily, one of the best bars a West battle rapper has ever said at any level. I'm going there with it at any level. I won't go as far as to say it's a top 10 bar of all time. I won't do that. We're going to let it have some time. TK had a bar stuck between a gift and a curse like November. Fire. It's had time to you know what I'm saying? It stood the test of time. We're going to give this bar a chance to stand the test of time as well. But it is easily one of the best bars that's ever been said by a nigga from the West. By easy. And that was the response necessary to let it be known the West ain't going out like that. We ain't going out like that. You hear what I'm saying? Now, on the other side of this equation, hold on, wait a minute. I'm trying to check the chat. Jimmy Nasty in the chat was good. He said BF. I didn't see it. So if it happened, I ain't see it. If it happened, I ain't see it. Didn't get a chance to. So if it did happen, I didn't see it. I don't remember hearing about it happening. I don't remember anybody talking about it, so I don't know. The stream I watched for day one, it featured Bread versus Sinatra, featured XP versus Gaddafi, and it featured the next battle we're going to get to, which is the main event, Fake versus Danny Myers. I didn't see BF out there. All right. Yeah, I don't think it happened either. Neither here nor there. I didn't see anything. I didn't hear nothing about it. BF was in the building though. He was there. He was there. So it wasn't. He was there. You know what I'm saying? Neither here nor there though. It was 1-1. Now, because the last battle was not an East versus West matchup, we have to wait until day 2 to get back into the bullshit. We gotta wait until the next day to get back into the competition. So what better way to go ahead and end day 1 than with a battle that honestly should have already happened, technically was supposed to already happen, and to be honest, way overdue for Danny Myers to battle one of the new era. We got Fate versus Danny Myers. We got Fate versus Danny Myers. Now, I will say this. Yeah. Okay, let me go. I mentioned this earlier, but yeah, Keisa Prezi was not able to happen. Prezi, from my understanding, I don't want to put out misinformation, but it definitely was a real situation. And I just want to say, like I said, send all the well wishes, good thoughts, prayers, and all that to Prezi. From my understanding, it was a real situation. I don't want to misspeak and say something that it's not, but it definitely was real. It wasn't like he just no showed. It definitely was from a real place. So, you know what I'm saying? Well wishes, prayers, and all that to Prezi and the family. But yeah, man, we had Danny Myers versus Fate. And let's just be very clear about this battle. Danny Myers, and you guys know, he travels everywhere. There's only been a couple times, a handful of occasions in which Danny Myers was truly, and I mean truly, pissed off at the person he's battling. Before this battle, it had only happened 3 times. Rex, Shine, and Rock. And if y'all remember any of those battles, if y'all watch them battles, you know exactly what kind of Danny Myers you've seen. Those are some of the best performances he's ever had. That's when he's pissed off, when he's angry, when the person has said something to him in a way that has angered him. Add Fate to that list. Danny said it himself. He pissed me off. Now, some of you might ask, well, why did he piss him off? Because Fate called him out for something that, and we're gonna get to the material. We're gonna get to the battle. But he called him out for something that, we're gonna be real, is valid. I know a lot of people in the West didn't want to hear it, but it's very valid. Right? Now there's perspectives to everything, but Fate, made some commentary in their first face-off. Battle was originally supposed to happen on the Billy Boondocks event, the He's on TV event, RIP Boone. And Danny did not make it. He was the only person who didn't make it. So there were a lot of reservations and feelings associated with some of the talk that led up to them battling right now. Right? And rightfully so. Now, we get into this battle. First round, you can tell from the introduction, you can tell from the intro, Danny's pissed. His energy says he is irritated. And not even the intro. If y'all was looking at Danny on camera on the stream before they even got to the intro, before they even started talking, Danny was staring a hole through Fate the entire time. Pause if necessary, if that reference is pause. But he was staring this nigga down the entire time. He was pissed, angry, hostile towards Fate. Fate had, which I always say, do not anger a man such as the bar guy. You don't do that shit. You don't make him mad. You getting one of these top tier looks. You getting one of these legendary looks. You're supposed to just let them kind of just pull up with whatever. Don't make them mad. Don't make them have to pull up with the best of the best. You know what I'm saying? So we get to the battle. Danny first round, I could tell. Okay, Danny angry. He is angry. Now I have to admit something. I'm listening to this Danny Myers first, and I'm saying, man, this is a good round. This is. However, I had already heard Fate's material before this event. I heard the first, right? So to me, I'm listening to Danny's first, and I didn't want to say it in the chat, but I'm thinking to myself the whole time Danny's rapping in his first, I'm saying to myself, this isn't enough. Now, this is a good round. This wasn't like, oh, it was just okay. No. This was a good round. If anybody else pull up with something less than, they're not winning that round versus Danny. They're not. It was a good, very good round, right? Good round. Let me just have to say this. And I went back and watched this battle several times. In particular, this first round from Fate. And the battle's out now, by the way, too. If you guys want to go back and watch this, it's on Westworld's YouTube channel. They officially dropped it last night. So go over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Same way over here. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit the like for your boy one time. I appreciate it. But yeah, hey, look, I'm not mad at you. When you say you know the first, I'm not mad. We gonna get to the second round. We're gonna get to the second round. All right. But this first round, I'm telling you, the whole time I'm watching Danny rap, I'm saying this is not enough. And I'm looking at the chat. I see everybody in the chat, and I ain't gonna call out no names, but you know who you are. You niggas was in there hooting and hollering. Oh, the bar god. Look at him. He's cooking Fate. He's killing him. It's over. 1-0. I've seen the biasness from you West Coast. I ain't gonna call out no name. I should call you Negroes out one at a time for your blasphemy. I won't do it. I will not do it. I should, but I won't. But I seen y'all in the chat. Huh? Excuse me? Pardon me? I said I seen you niggas in the chat. You guys were in there. It was like a whole Pokemon convention.
Who's that Pokemon?
That's all I seen. Huh? That's all I seen in the chat. Danny was wilding, and they were making it known that they where their allegiances lie. They were letting it be known. We get to the first round for Fate. From jump, he addresses what I was talking about earlier about why Danny was so pissed off at Fate. Because Fate called into question his status and where he's at within the West. Now, again, Danny addresses a lot of things in the third, but what Danny did not address in his third, which I thought was very interesting, because it leaves the door open for future opponents to address it, is Fate was talking specifically about what has happened in the time that Fate has been on the scene to right now. Basically, from when Geechee got popping to now, when the Western Conference took off to now. And I would love to hear Danny, if he ever is in a battle and feels like he wants to address that, I would love to hear his perspective, because Fate brought up a very good point. Your resume don't got Nets, Saint, Grizz, Real Name. He left off Hansel, and he didn't even mention Justice. There's a whole cast of people from the Western Conference era to now are stars, all stars. He has not battled them. And I thought starting off the first round addressing that was very key, because you've seen how Danny reacted. Danny was very emotional. Oh, he couldn't contain the emotion. He was hostile. Oh, that man, Danny Myers, was hostile. Huh? But Fate wasn't hearing none of it. Fate wasn't paying attention to the hostility. Fate was on time.
It was fun. Not anymore, though, is it? Is it?
No, not by
No, it's not fun anymore. Not even a little.
Huh? It's not fun anymore, is it? And he brought up the fact that Danny, yeah, you did battle Dana on Disaster's card, landed the haymaker, Has to be the end of the world for God to come back. Fire. Then he goes into, which I thought was very key, because this is the other reason why the energy for Fate was in a certain place that I guess Danny wasn't picking up on at all, was you backed out on the Billy Boondocks card. A lot of people felt the way about that, right? And then when you start learning about some of the things that came out in terms of him and his manager and the person, booking battles on his back and all that, makes people wonder. But they addressed every reason why he was making his points prior in the face-off and the whole rollout leading up to the battle. He addressed it very early, got straight to it. And when I tell you, listen to me, y'all. I'm not making an extracurricular take. I'm making a very pinpoint accurate take. When you talk about the greatest rounds ever spit from a West Coast battle rapper, when you talk about for a West battle rapper, the legendary rounds of all time, you add this round to that list. I'm talking about B-Dot's third verse Strick. Put B-Dot third verse Danny Myers. Huh? I'm talking about all time. We're talking about Jada Nightwing versus Emerson Kennedy. Pick a round. Huh? When you talk about the very best round of all time, you have to add this one to the list. Have to. A list that does not have this round a part of it, I will call it fraudulent. It ain't real. This is one of the best rounds I've heard this year from anybody. It was direct. It was creative. He had multiple moments, not just when he had multiple. He shook the room multiple times. Not even that. I'm telling you right now, if this had been any other crowd that was a little more up to date on some of the references that he was saying, it would have probably broke the room even more. Because there were a few times the reaction was very delayed. Very much so. Fate first round is one of the greatest West Coast rounds ever. Put that, I'm not going to say where it's ranked. We ain't going to get there. I'm going to let some time go by, let it marinate, and let it see where it goes. But it's easily one of the best. Easily. And I've seen Chilla was asking the question on Twitter recently about, is there such thing as a knockout round? I'm telling you right now, that was a knockout round. He was bodying. I'm not exaggerating. That was a body in that first. I told y'all Danny had a good first. Fake body Danny in that first round. That was a body. Badly. He could have stopped halfway through the first and still won that shit. That was ugly. So first round, clearly in favor of Fake. This is a legendary type round. But, again, that's just the first round. Now we got to get to the rest of it. Now we got to get to the rest of what happened. Second round, Danny Myers shows exactly why he is who everybody has said he is, who he has shown us to be all this time. That man's second round, woo, potent. I'm going to be honest. I think his second is probably his best round of the battle. Now, a lot of people say it's his third. I say it's his second. I thought his second was the best round from Danny, right? Potent, on point, on topic. He was going. Turned up the energy. Started off with some rebuttals. One landed, one didn't. But, it is what it is. And I'm telling you right now, momentum was clearly in favor of Fate after the first. After Danny is done rapping that second round, the momentum meter is like, Fate, you still got it? But you need to have another good round to maintain this because Danny just fought back. Fought a hell of a fight back. Huh? He was bombing on Fate in the second round. Fate starts his second round. And it's solid so far. Couple nice lines. Okay. Starting to heat up. And I'm like, all right, now I see this is where he's going to take off at. Remember, I told y'all, I listened to the material prior. I heard the round, so I know what's left over. I'm okay. He's heating up. It's not like the first. The first was nuclear. Now you gotta re-get that energy back, re-get the crowd back, show them that you didn't just pull up with just one round where you was gonna blitz them out the gate. No, you here for the whole battle. The moment he gets to a spot, crowd reacts. I could tell he had lost his place. In my mind, I'm like, you know what? Maybe he'll look around at the room. Maybe the battle rap guys will just show him a word. He'll see something in the crowd. Oh, that's what I was about to say. It's right here. No, it did not happen. What did happen was something that you can't do that versus Danny Myers. What? Huh? Look here, man. It was bad enough that he choked, but in the manner that he choked, it was like, nah.
Nigga!
No, not fake, not right now. Momentum clearly, and I do mean clearly, in favor of Danny Myers at the end of the second. It's like the pendulum has swung completely the other direction. Completely. Now we get into the third round. Danny showed why he is who he is, counter-wrote everything Fate had brought up, but let me rephrase what I said. Everything he took from what Fate said. He didn't rebuttal or counterwrite everything Fate was referencing, which is why I said I would love to hear Danny Myers taking another battle because he's going to have to battle the Saints, the Knicks, Grit. He's going to have to battle them. And I would love to hear the perspective on, in this new era, your impact in the battles that you have and have not had versus this era's West All-Stars and Stars. But he did address, and I thought it was masterful how he did it, where he just broke down his impact and what he did for the West. Going through the PG process, establishing that the West Coast had somebody viable for that process, establishing himself on URL when we didn't have anybody else established on URL. Yeah, Dez had a battle. Yeah, Dez had a battle. Yeah, Daylight was booked before. Yeah, we get all that. But Danny really was the only person getting booking on URL and going to war, traveling, because it was all on the East Coast, catching wreck, not getting his credit. He was doing that forever. Not even just there. RBE, King of the Die. He was doing that forever. He was, until Gotti got there, he was really the lone person doing that. And so I thought the angle he took and the way he counter-wrote a lot of what Fate was talking about, I thought was masterful. Now, I say a second round was better just on a preference. I thought it was just a little more back-to-back, a little more in attack mode. I think this one was just more of the angle breakdown in comparison to what Fate had done, which, again, those rounds are always elite in a room that is the West. In the West rooms, you get into the history lesson of the West, there's not much you can do to win against them rounds. But I will say this, when Danny was done with his third, I still in my mind, I'm like, yo, the door is open. It's not wide open. It's not halfway open. It's cracked. The door is cracked open just enough. Just enough. All right? Fate goes, starts off, picking up right where he left off in a second. And I thought, and this is what I told him afterwards, when he was saying the all second verse, starting off, rapping, in my mind, if I was him and this is what I told him, I would have said that shit the whole fucking third round. Even if you're rapping third round material, I would have just said that shit as a theme the whole time. Just keep going the whole time and say something like this is the closest you're going to get to the first verse, the closest you're going to get to the left. In my mind. Because at that point, you've already lost that. The second's gone. But in the people's mind, we don't know what. I know because I listened to it, but I'm saying that the average person does not know what is your second round and what is your third round. Nobody would know. So in my mind, I thought he could have played on that. He had a good round. For what he rapped, it was good. Most of the culture has said they left with Danny Myers winning that battle. I left saying Danny Myers won the battle. I am not mad, though, at somebody who says they have Fate winning the third. I get it. I get why, because it is preference. I understand why. I just think the counter writing, to me, it's like Fate set it up at an all-time great round. Danny rebutted it in the third. And because Fate didn't go back at that, and it was more just getting back into a punching, I'm trying to bomb on you versus really trying to break you down and really trying to go back into the angle, or even having your own perspective on what you brought up, I think that was the difference. So Danny 2-1. I know I spent a lot of time talking about that battle, but that was a big battle. And that's still a good battle. Like I said, go watch that. There's just a lot to unpack with that, man. A lot. So now we get into day 2. Let's get into day 2. Now, I told y'all earlier it was an East versus West theme event. So now I told y'all Bread lost his matchup against Sinatra, and the XP clearly won his matchup versus Gaddafi Green. So we're 1-1 going into this, into day 2. Day 2, I'm like, man, I need y'all to be on point. You can't have any fuck ups. So let's get into what they did. Day 2. All right, let's start with Royalty versus King Money. Now, not much to say with this battle per se, because Royalty won clear. He got the win. He did. Got the dub. Now, what I will say is it was the opposite of how I felt after XP. Like after the XP performance versus Gaddafi Green, I was like, man, the West back, we up. Oh man, we outside. This was more of a, we got the win. Because I don't think Royalty performance was that strong. I thought he was consistent. But I guess I have a different expectation for people like him who have been here long enough to elevate in those spots. I was looking for like that, oh no, this is the standout performance. No, this is the level up. Because this is East versus West. You got to establish, no, this our shit. I'll take the win. The win is ours. The win is ours. But I ain't gonna lie if I say I was expecting a little bit more. I was. All right? But we get that one. We do. We get that. Now, next battle, if I'm not mistaken, I think the next battle was Kid Clutch versus Ishmullah. If I'm wrong, because I know Grizz and Holmesy battled early too. I think it was. I thought it was Clutch and it might have been Grizz and Holmesy, but I'll just go Clutch and Ishmullah, and then we'll go Grizz and Holmesy afterwards. Clutch versus Ishmullah. Good battle. Now, I will say this. Again, I mentioned the button mashing earlier that I see a lot. It was some of that in this battle. We ain't gonna lie. First round from Ishmullah, though. I thought he got the first. I thought Clutch had a good first. Thought Ish was just a little bit better. He got a chance to respond. Going second, being able to respond with his style. Thought he was cooking up. Clutch, and this is something I've noticed more and more in the last couple of years. Clutch, over the course of a battle, he just really walked down his opponents, bro. It's really like if you in bad. Let's talk basketball. It's like basketball. A nigga with a post game or like impeccable mid-range game, they just walk you down the hole. They just get to their spot and they can have highlights and different little handles, different moves that they use, but it's still gonna be the same shot. It's still the same post fade, the same, lean. It's the same thing. Get to the, and he just be walking people down, bro. He do. And I think one thing that he does not get credit for enough is how creative he is. I don't think he's like talked about as one of the best punchers or one of the most creative. That man be coming up with some very creative shit, bro, that nobody else is saying. And I'm stating the obvious, but that motherfucker can rap his ass off. Clutch, one of the better rappers we got over here. That man fucking raps. The man raps for real. In his second round, he turned up. And he got the politicking too, which I think he's one of those people. And there's a few other over here who can do it. Clutch mixes that with the creativity, with good rapping. He just really turned up. It was clear he wrote up from his first to his second, clear level up. Get to Ishmullah second. Solid. If I'm not mistaken, I think there was some stumbly action in this round. I believe, if I'm remembering correct. I do know Clutch won the second clear. There was nothing to talk about in the second. I think Ish kind of fucked up in this round as well, though. Right? So we get past that. Third round, again, I thought Clutch wrote up. I thought every round got progressively better. And I thought the third round, the mixing in of personality, joking with him at a certain point in time, like, I see Mac Myron said this. And I just thought mixing that in with the heavy substance, mixed in with key haymakers and punches when he needed them. Excellent writing and rapping. He just got better and better and better. And so he closed out. He won the second and the third clear. There was nothing to talk about. I think Ish even had to end his third early. There was nothing to talk about. Clutch clear to win. This is what I was expecting when I was talking about how royalty, we got the win, but it wasn't like, man, I was expecting more. This is the expectation where I was like, okay, this is the kind of performance that was required. This is what was needed right here. This is what was needed. Right? So then we get to Young Grizz versus Holmesy the guy. Holmesy goes first. Solid to good first round. I'm thinking to myself, oh, this ain't enough. I ain't heard Grizz material, but I just know Grizz work. And I trust his work. And I'm just in my mind, this ain't enough. I done seen Grizz cook. Like, especially after Grizz last battle with Keith. Oh, that's not enough for your first. That's not enough. And I'll be honest. At first, the way he was rapping, I thought, Grizz is already about to win this round. It's over. And then something that I can't remember the last time. It had to have been at least 10 years. Grizz chokes. And I'm shocked. I'm like, yo, what? Because, Grizz pulled up with, in the robe and, got the belt, our people. He was styling. It was like a little thing with the belt. And he choked, and I'm like, wait a minute. Huh? I haven't seen that before. That's unlike Grizz. That's all right. We still got 2 more rounds, right? Second round, this is where Holmesy goes into what he specializes in. Angles, breakdowns. This is what helps him win a whole fucking Ultimate Madness tournament. He pays attention to fucking detail. Anything about your career, your battles, he breaks that shit down to a science. He breaks that shit down to a fucking science, bro. He got to talking about how many battles he has, what side of the camera he's on every time because he's trying to hide the keloid. Man, I'm going to be honest with y'all. At the conclusion of Holmesy's second round, in my mind, I'm like, Grizz is good enough and has shown that he could win versus a round like this. But boy, you gonna have to fucking rap because that's a cold round right there that Holmesy put out there in that second. Boy, that was a cold ass round. I'm like, Grizz could win. I respect his work enough to say that I've seen him be able to pull that off, but man, you gonna have to fucking rap. Getting the Grizz second round. Was it 8, 12 bars? It wasn't even that much time that elapsed in that round. And you could just tell even though he's getting through some of the bars, you could tell, man, he about to choke again. And again, I have never seen this. I won't say never. It's been at least 10 years, bro. Like, he started battle rapping in 2015. It got to be back in that time. Last time Grizz choked. He do not choke in battles, bro. He one of the most reliable and consistent battle rappers we have on the West. He don't have them fuck ups. But in that second, you could just see it. It was about to happen, and then it did. And so at this point, Holmesy up clear 2-0. It's a 2-0 clear. Third round, I think I had Grizz winning this round. But like I said, damage already done. And Holmesy closed out with another good round. I think Grizz did as well. But just having those two chokes in a key spot, because this was one of the big matchups of the day. And for Grizz to lose it was like, whoa. Now it's 2-2, right? Brad lost his matchup. Grizz lost his matchup. XP won his matchup. Clutch won his. It's 2-2. In my mind, bruh, we can't go out like this. We need somebody, anybody, step up. Right? So then we get to the next matchup. Cali Smooth versus Fettuccine 20. Now, again, I was in the chat. And one thing I do have to say about this event, which I'm hoping when the battles drop, it'll be different. One of the consistent things was the skipping. Day one had no skips. They was in a different venue, a lot better internet. Day two, the venue, the internet connection, it was a lot of skips. So a lot of the battles, damn near all of the battles, honestly, it was skips. So sometimes you would miss certain parts of what they were rapping. Now, sometimes they brought it back and you could catch it. But other times it was like, damn, it's kind of skipping through certain shit, right? Made it difficult to watch for sure. Definitely want to make sure I highlight that, because it definitely want to watch these battles back when they drop. To make sure we get the full, scope of what actually was going on. But that stream definitely was cutting up, right? We get to Cali Smooth versus Fetty. Now, I have to say this. By this point of the event, the chat has finally gotten to the point of I think, probably the highest number. It was the last two battles was when the chat was at its apex in terms of numbers, right? And in all honesty, you just have to be real. Man, they couldn't wait. And I mean, they couldn't wait. East Coast. Oh, I'm talking to the East Coast right now. Let's talk to the East Coast specifically. Huh? When I tell y'all, this is some of the most biased, oh my goodness, the most biased commentary and chat I had seen the entire 2-day event was in this battle. Man, Fetty, listen, if you didn't know who Fetty was to NY, if you was in that chat, you got a very clear indication of who he is over there. He's one of their gunners, because boy, that chat they were relentless. I seen all y'all We Go Hard people. I seen Shuni in the chat. It was wilding. I ain't gonna lie. The way they was talking in that damn chat, I was like, man, we need where the West Coast at, man? We need the West Coast in here.
Shit, that nigga had me scared, but I held my own. Fuck that.
Being honest. Fetty goes, and it's a solid round. It's a solid to good round. Winnable though. It wasn't like when he ended his first, I was like, oh man, it's a tough round to beat. The door was open, pretty good. Cali Smooth goes. Now, again, I don't have all the bars written down. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I thought it was pretty clear Cali Smooth was up 1-0. This is why I brought up the chat.
because they wouldn't keep it real to save their life.
Do not attach any association of this to me whatsoever. I have nothing to do with such idiocy, such blasphemy, such ridiculous nonsense.
Honest. Gotta be real. They would not keep it real. Talking about Fetty at 1-0. What do you mean? We have Fetty 1-0. The East Coast has Fetty 1-0.
Who is we? Who is we?
We? Y'all have lost it, is what I could tell you. Huh? I said ain't no way. It was clearly in Cali Smooth favor in the first. Second round, Fetty turned up. It's his best round of the battle. Second round. And I thought, to be honest, I thought this was exactly how you fight back in that room, was with that round. I think it was key placement too for me, because Cali Smooth has been known to kind of, in them first, he likes to perform out the gate and kind of get that crowd on his side early, especially since Cali Smooth is one of the types too where he liked to end it with strong thirds as well. So I thought that was key to put that second round there for Fetty. That was definitely a good spot to turn up at. Got the momentum back on his side. Cali Smooth had a good second. Now, somebody said Fetty won this round. I'm not going to argue you down and tell you you're wilding, but I kind of was in the standpoint that Cali Smooth was up 2. It is close, but I thought Cali Smooth was up 2. But if you want to say 1-1, you can say 1-1. Third round, I thought there was clear separation for Cali Smooth in the third. I thought it was clear. Now, the East Coast, again, this is why I'm talking about this damn chat. They said Fetty was up 2-0.
No. This is the kind of stuff we got to put a stop to. This is not good. This is bad. I have a question.
Listen to me. They said, they had the nerve to say, oh, Fetty up 2-0. 2-0.
I'm not eating that. I can't eat that. I can't eat that, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to tolerate it.
The nerve of you niggas. Listen, but I will say this, and all jokes, everything, that is the shit we need to bring back to battle rap. Where you in the chat and you, or just when you at events, I would have loved to have been at this event, because I could just unknow that the people who were there for the East Coast and and we go hard, and the people there for the West, that dynamic and that energy, the arguments and the debating and the bets, all that would be, because in the chat it was fun as hell.
I had fun in there. And the commentary, it was hilarious. It was like a battle in the chat while you're watching the battle on the screen. It was hilarious. So salute to them, because as much as I'm saying they biased, West had some biases too. We can be honest, West.
Not about the result of the battle, though, because the battle was decided. This is 2-1 or Gentleman's 30 Cali Smooth. Pretty clear 2-1. The Gentleman's is where you would have to debate it, but like I said, I had this being a Gentleman's. If you want to say 2-1, not mad at that, Fetty. More than likely, most people are going to say you got the second. The first and third, though, for Cali Smooth, pretty clearly, right? So now, again, you get to that counter. We're up 3-2. We're up 3-2 in the matchup. So now in my mind, I'm like, well, shit. We up 3-2. Last one, we have to, if we want to win the series, we got to get, this is the one. This is it. Because you don't want to leave with a tie. You don't want to leave and it's tied. You want to win outright. So we get to G Will verse themes. Look here, y'all. I can be honest. I was nervous about this battle when it first got announced. I was. So I seen what Steams did with Geechee. I know who Steams is. I know Steams' work. G Will is my brother. He's my bro for real. I was nervous because I'm like, G Will, I seen what you did versus Merlot. It was in Chicago, granted. This was in LA. Okay. I get it.
But I'm still in my mind like, has he shook the rust off enough to get up there and cook with Steve? In my mind, I'm like, I don't know. I'm wondering, right? Now, all cards on the table. I had heard G Will material the day before. So I heard it the day before. I only heard his second and third the day before. His first round wasn't all the way complete. He had spit some bars to me here and there when he was prepping, but I didn't remember anything really from his first round. So me watching the first round, it was like I was hearing it for the first time. So in my mind, I'm like, I know what I heard in the second and third. I wonder what this first, because this first is going to decide a lot. This is how you set the tone, right? Especially going last, main event in the card. It's like, man, we got to see what this is going to do. G Will sets the tone early, and I'm not exaggerating this. This is easily G Will's best round he's ever rapped. And I don't even think he was all the way comfortable. I don't even think he was all the way locked in with it. I don't think so. I think he does, in terms of being comfortable, in terms of being like, I think he still has another level up in this, easily. But in terms of the material and some of the shit he was saying, I'm like, yo, this nigga wildin'. Like, for real wildin'. And even had a moment. I'm from Long Beach where the palm trees lean like they banging too. Oh my God. What? Excuse me? Huh? Look here. Watch how the hell you talk, nigga. Watch how you talk. Huh? Fire. Fire. You hear me? And that was one of the last bars that he landed. I think he had a couple more after that one. But the whole first, I'm like, shit. This round cold. He going crazy, wilding. Right? Steams goes. Solid. Very solid. Not enough. It's not enough. G Will won that. You got the first clear. And honestly, to be real, his first round could be argued as the best round that day too. I won't say the whole event because Fate hold that by far. But of day two, he can have an argument and say he had the best round of the day, for sure. Second round, lot closer in the second. I don't know how. I can't remember if I had Will 2-0 going into the third or if it was 1-1 and G Will won the third. But Will won the battle clear. I'm blanking right now in the moment, so I didn't write it down. I'm trying to go off of my memory of which round I had him winning it. But he won 2 out of the 3 rounds clear. It was pretty consensus. He won 2 out of 3. The first being the clearest of the battle. And so we went up. We won the matchup 4-2. East versus West, right? And I thought this was a very successful event. And I will say this, there are a lot of people who now thinking about future cards. I'm like, man, if you do this again, which they're talking about possibly having the second event or the second matchups in New York, going to where We Go Hard is at. And I think that'd be amazing. I think that'd be really good for the West battlers too, to go over there. And there's definitely some people I want to see out there. There's definitely some people I need to see out there. Real name. I might need to see real name. Say next. Gotta send a champ out there. There's some people. Fate had the battle and contend with Danny. I need to see Fate versus East Coast. I think he's more than earned that. More than earned that. So when they do go to New York for the second installment of this, I need to see certain people on that card. Certain people have earned the right to go back, and there's certain people who weren't there that I think should be a part of it. And I think this is very dope, and I think we should get more of this in battle rap. You know, back in 2019, me and my bro Les, shout out to Les, Top Tier Podcast. Make sure y'all go over there, type in Top Tier Podcast on YouTube and subscribe to the bro channel. He always got content for the people. But I definitely think that in 2019 we had content where we had the Midwest versus West. It was New Midwest versus the New West or the Western Conference. And we were trying to get those matchups cracking then. It had a certain energy to it, man, because I think when you get into the regional perspective, man, it's just bragging rights, bro. It's just a different type of bragging right. Again, when you have these individual matchups, yeah, you can say, okay, well, we up in this, we up in that. But when you can make an event, a whole theme around an event where it's us versus y'all, it just brings a different type of energy. And the only way I could really explain it, man, is Midwest movement. You seen what that looked like when the Midwest movement started and it was going against the East Coast. You seen what that looked like. The energy was just different. And I think that's what this brought back to my attention was, man, there's so much left out here in battle rap where we can get this popping. It don't even got to just be, you know, okay, you go West versus South. Because they were talking about, okay, we got a Florida 5. Or these people over here, oh, we might got a 5 from Virginia. We might got a 5 just from this local. Like, there's so much out there, man. So much like competition to be had. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how that all plays out going forward in the future. But man, this was a successful 2-day event, man. Again, shout out to Nino. He put this together. He cooked up on this, man. He did all the work on this one, man. So salute to Nino, man. You know, happy C-Day, you know what I'm saying? Again, it was his first birthday, man. So, you know what I'm saying? Definitely want to say happy C-Day to the bro. And yeah, man, can't spell the West without the ES. I know I'm a day late, man, but I had to take some time. I had to take some time and go back. You know what I'm saying? I had to find the streams, Westworld. Y'all be trying to hide the streams, Westworld. Huh? Y'all be trying to hide the streams. I found them though. I found the streams, huh? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's my recap, man. Can't spell the West without the ES. Shout out to Westworld. Shout out to Nino. Shout out to everybody who battled. West won this matchup 4-2. We won 4-2, so we up right now against the East. So next event, have this count in mind. It's 4-2 is the count. All right? We're gonna make sure that we don't go take no more losses. 2 is gonna be the only number in that loss column. Make sure we on that. But that's all I got for y'all, man. Just wanted to make sure I got this show cracking. Please subscribe to the channel. Hit the like. I definitely have content, recaps of other battles pulling up on the channel. A lot of content that I'm about to be dropping and trying to get in that creation. Trying to get some more stuff out here for the people. Get back on that Voice of the West hype, man. I took too much damn time away doing other shit and being inconsistent. I really like the, getting back into the lab with this, man. So just wanted to give a real quick recap, man, of this shit, man. Definitely appreciate those of y'all who pulled up. Hit the like, drop a comment, share this out there to the people, and subscribe to the channel. Again, your boy Nico TV, the Voice of the West. I'm signing out. Appreciate y'all pulling up with me, man. Holla at y'all next time, man. Keep it battle rap, as my brother Ledge will say. Keep it battle rap. And as I always say,